Hi, everybody. This is Tracy Malone from NarcissistAbuseSupport.com. I am a divorce coach, a narcissistic abuse coach, but today I am going to be talking to the parents who are estranged because of a narcissistic daughter or son-in-law. And the topic I want to talk about today is something that a lot of my clients struggle with. And if this is you and your family, it may help you to understand that, A, this is normal. But what we're talking about is where the estrangement divides the parent couple. So the estranged parents might not agree on the same things of how to handle it. They may be one more targeted than the other. One might have partial interactions with their child, and the other is left alone and without it. So this creates a lot of resentment. And I want to talk about it because, this is one of the most painful experiences a parent can endure. And although your child isn't actually gone off the earth, it sure does feel like it. And people experiencing this become very hopeless and don't really understand what's happening in it. And it causes that divide, right? Between the two different parents. So let's remember the first thing is that there is often one targeted parent and one targeted lesser. Like, doesn't mean that they're all in the clear. Sometimes there's one that is allowed to have some kind of visitation, or maybe they go golfing, or maybe they do something with the adult child, but the other one is absolutely not allowed to see them at all. So when a narcissistic spouse like comes into the picture, we have to remember their goal is to control and isolate your child, right? And so when they're doing this, they will usually choose the parent that was closest to the child to be the primary target, and the primary target of manipulation and lies and rejection. And this parent is going to feel um, a complete exclusion from their child's life. They're going to face harsh criticism, and sometimes they're just for imaginary lies and faults that these accusations have no bearing. And it's very, very confusing for the parents who are dealing with this. The parent that's less targeted still may experience rejection, but it's more subtle, or you get some kind of contact. And often the different approaches to handling the estrangement cause the friction in the parents, right? They respond differently depending on their emotional coping mechanism. Again, if you were the favorite parent and much more enmeshed with your child, it's going to hurt you more. Um, and then we break it down into a parent who chooses to let go and a parent who cannot let go. And that, I'm not saying let go of your child. That's not what we're saying here. It's let go of the emotional need to try to fix it and constantly being hyper vigilant to what do we do next? What do we do next? How do we help them? How do we help them? Right? There's that parent. And then there's often the one that is, I'm done with this. I don't need this in my life. I'm too old for this. And they tend to be more on the line of, let's just take time out. If they want time out, okay, let's enjoy our life in the meantime. And that's where the conflict is, right? The one who is able to let go, right? They often get to this place because they've already exhausted every possible situation. Most parents don't just go, nope, I'm good. We won't talk to them again. It's a long time. It's a painful ride to try everything. And they've realized nothing's working. The apology tour does not work. They feel that if they are focusing on this situation, they're not in control of their life. And they realize that this doesn't have a very happy ending because there's no communication. So if we're not talking to them, why can't we live our life? So, this is part of it, that parent that also is easily able to let go, may also feel that Continuing to reach out empowers the narcissist to reinforce this cycle of manipulation. And it's true. The more you keep going, the more it hurts, and it takes you into a pain level that might be unlivable. The parent who can't let go is the one who struggles to accept the estrangement, and yet they're willing to endure ongoing mistreatment to maintain any kind of contact they can with the children or the grandchildren. This is the parent that is constantly apologizing for things they never did so that they can regain some access into their child's life. Some of these parents will allow themselves to be humiliated, mistreated, and all of this, they believe in their heart, is the necessary sacrifice to preserve the relationship with the child. You don't want to let go. That's the parent that can't let go. And then there's the one, it's not I'm letting go of my child. It's coming to terms with the things that you can and cannot change. And that parent generally gets there after trying everything they could and nothing's working. So they just sort of acquiesce to this is the situation. Let's move on in the way of enjoying our life while we wait. There are many different kind of areas, if you think about it, that will be an area of disagreement for the two parents, right? They're going to have two different approaches. And first of all, the first one is frequency of contact. If you think about it, um, the narcissistic in-law and your child may be asking for, space, and yet it's hard to give that, right? So you're going to have a disagreement over that. You're going to have a disagreement over the mistreatment. And the parent who chooses to let go doesn't want to take the abusive behaviors. And then the other one enduring it is going to be the conflict there, right? The grandchildren. Painful, painful. One parent may be happy again to walk away, with the other one is like, no, I'll do anything. My grandchildren are the absolute most important thing. Another place that they might disagree with would probably be apologies and accountability. Narcissistic in-law spouses tend to demand apologies for things that were never done, never said, didn't happen. So one parent might go, why are we apologizing? We've tried this 80 times, it isn't working. That's where you might also have some fights and different things. Some parents might want to confront the narcissist, or, be able to say, hey, this isn't okay. Where the other one is like, no, 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 we have to walk on eggshells. I'm not saying there's a right or a wrong. I'm just trying to show you the two sides of the coin here. Every family, every decision is going to be up to you guys how you handle it. This video is to validate for those couples who are going through and you're not agreeing. I'm kind of outlining these things to go, this might be why, or it could be all of them. Check, 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 check. Yes, we don't agree on anything. This is going to be a problem, especially when it comes to, say, setting boundaries. Setting boundaries with a narcissistic in-law is going to be really hard. And again, you might fight over that. So if now that we've listed some of the things that you could be fighting over, and I'm sure there's more, we have to think about, how does this impact the estranged parent's marriage? Because that's what we're talking about. Resentment is going to be high on the list, right? The parent that chooses to let go may feel undermined by the other parent's willingness to take bad treatment. And then it goes the other way too. If they feel abandoned, they're just going to want to disagree and disengage. So there might be communication breakdowns where, you're fighting over, should we call them? Should we not? Should we email them? How about we send them a gift? Then there's emotional burnout, right? This is when you are just, one parent might be emotionally drained and can't handle the whole drama situation. This happens so often with couples that are in this situation where you're just like two heads going, let's just let them be. And then, no, 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 we have to do this. And that creates such a tension that both parties can get emotionally dysregulated and feel unsupported by the other parent. If you think about the other thing that could happen is divided loyalties, right? One parent may perceive that, you know, well, you get the kids and I don't, and this is going to fracture that jealousy, that hurt, that rejection, right? Isolation. There's so many different things that could be affecting this rift between the parents. And let me be really clear here. This is part of the reason that the narcissist is doing this. They know by selecting one parent and favoring the other, even if it's in a smaller way, not 100%. Again, it's a spectrum, but the narcissist knows this is going to cause divide for them. They're going to fight over this. Ha ha. If you were both equally estranged, bye bye. It's a little bit different dynamic. But why do they always pick one? Because it's triangulation. Triangulation is a thing where we pit them against each other, making one parent in this case feel really bad, right? So our goal is to find common ground between the two parents, but it's always unique. It's always different. There's nothing that I could say right here that says this is the solution. There isn't a solution for every single case. Every case has people that have a little bit of contact, a little bit not contact. It's about you guys openly communicating and expressing what you feel and understanding the other parent's side. You don't have to necessarily say you'll support it and do it if it's absolutely to your core not going to help, but you could get a professional, a coach, somebody that understands and can provide you strategies together to cope with the pain of this so that it doesn't rip you guys apart. And you could have discussions about setting boundaries and things like that. If you're just absolutely not agreeing on them, that's when a third party can come in and go, well, this might work because of this reason, or that won't work. And, just supporting each other's choices and focusing on your goal. This is the most important thing. Remind each other what the goal is to keep the door open for reconciliation when it's healthy and if it's possible. The other shared goal should be if you've got grandchildren, then this is what we're going to do, and here's how we're going to do it. Just talk about your goals, talk about them and share them, because if you've got different goals and you're not talking about them, you're always going to be oil and water. Is that what it is? Where they don't really mix, right? So, moving forward, just try not to let this destroy your marriage as well. Because again, the narcissist goal is to do this. And we don't know what will happen with your child, whether they'll stay estranged for 10 years or whether they'll come back another time, right? But if you guys and your relationship gets destroyed over this, not good. They've got no one to come home to, and it's dividing the family, and the narcissist won. So please, if you are going through this and struggling with this type of situation, fighting amongst yourself, while you can disagree, is okay, but not to sit there and make the other parent feel bad, feel guilty, feel shame. So you're going to have differences. It happens so often in couples that are estranged. So find a way to find a place for both of you that's somewhere in the middle. And that could be achieved if you work together and one parent wants to email every day and it's coming back empty, and the other one is like, nothing. Well, why don't we settle on this? Talk about it together. Do this together. You have to stand strong and you have to stand together. This is Tracy Malone. I hope this helped. If you need more information on estrangement from a narcissistic daughter or son-in-law, my website has lots of pages, lots of blogs, lots of information to help you get started and understand this painful, painful journey you're on. I hope that your child comes back. This is Tracy Malone. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you again next time.